TikTok, what's going
What's going
on,
on, TikTok
everybody?
world, Facebook, all y'all?
YouTube, Spotify, wherever you're
What's happening? What's
listening
happening? What's
to
happening?
Split the Difference podcast,
Damn.
man. We want to appreciate everybody for tapping in and tuning in once again to Split the Difference podcast, where I'm one half of the difference, Rich Rocky.
And I'm Pops.
Hey, man, and once again, we're Split the Difference. And what we like to do is just bring you a wrap up on your weekend of some type of crazy topic that the younger generation is going back and forth with it with the older generation.
Yes.
Or sometimes we even have people DM us things that they might need a little help with from
Okay.
our
Okay. Okay.
commenters
Okay.
or even me and
Okay.
Pops.
Okay.
So, man, we just like to give people time to get on up in here before we actually get started. But we don't know what platform you
Right.
watching us on.
Stay with us, TikTok, because
But
I
this
know
what
y'all
we
like it
want you to
fast.
do.
Yes, sir.
Pops, tell them what all of our platforms, just so
All
they
right.
can get all of our
You can
information.
catch us the full episode is just in case you just tune in now. You can catch us on YouTube at Split the Difference 67, Instagram Split the Difference 67, and then we're right now we're doing TikTok. We're trying this out. We at Split the Difference underscore Georgia. So those are our medias.
Hey, man, there it is. And once again, man, we
TikTok is
have
going, but they like
crazy
to keep it
stories,
going. They
man.
like to keep it going.
Yeah, TikTok, man. YouTube, Facebook. We appreciate everyone,
Good
man.
story for you. Hang in there.
We got a great story, man. And like I said, what we like to do is we just compare things from the older generation and the younger generation to try to find a common ground to see if we can,
That's right.
tie up some loose ends between the misunderstanding with the older people and the younger people. Because
Yes, sir.
why y'all older people on these platforms don't understand the younger generation? What have we ever done to be misunderstood?
Here we go. Here
That's
we
what
go.
we try to
Here we
get
go.
down to the bottom of,
Here we go. This y'all
So,
school junk. Here we
I
go.
don't. We just ask that, man, just so you can get accustomed to what we do, man. Please go back and view some of the things that we've done, man. We've compared athletes from generations. We've compared celebrities from generations, movies from generations, social media from generations, and we still want your comments. So, man, y'all go back and just watch all our things that we've put out, and then let us know what you think about them.
That's what's up.
But as for today, Pops, I'll throw it over to you for a second, and you can go ahead and
All right, here, this one, we usually jive around a little bit, but we got a real serious story. Now, TikTok, y'all like to move real fast, but if you just hang with us for about 5 or 10 minutes and figure out what this story is going to be about, I think you're going to like it.
you're gonna love it.
I'll start off by saying it like this before I'll let you read the letter. We had a write-in
Mm-hmm.
from a young gentleman. There's a mother out there right now
Mm.
praying every night, begging her son to come to church. Not because she's religious, not because she wants to control him, but she feels her son is slipping and she's fighting to pull him back in. And if you're a parent or TikTokers, more young, might not understand that. And today, that lady's son wrote us not to confess, not to apologize, but because he feels the ground cracking beneath his feet and doesn't know how to stop the fall. This is not just another episode we're going to be giving y'all today. This is a cry for help. A letter from a 17-year-old who's closer to danger than his mother ever imagined. A letter from a son who joined the game and is terrified. He can't find his way back. Listen closely, because this might be the most important letter we've ever received. Rich, uh, go ahead. Let's start the show off. Read the letter. Read the letter.
All right, let me read this. All right, it says, "Hi,
Mhm.
my name is Jalen. I'm 17 years old, and I'm writing this because I don't really know who else to hit up about this. My mom keeps begging me to go to church. She pray over me, cry over me. She's standing in the doorway, fighting for my soul, but she has no idea what's really going on with me. She don't really even know that I just got involved with the gang. She don't even really know how deep I am. She don't really know the things I've seen and really the things I've done. And truthfully, I don't know how to tell her. When she pushes this whole church thing on me, it kind of feel like she's dragging me in a place where I don't belong, a place that I'm too clean for the dirt that I'm carrying. I don't feel anything when I'm there except for like guilt. But the streets, they don't judge me. They don't ask no questions. They just let me come and be whatever version shows up. Last week something happened. something that kind of scared me. I can't say it here, but it made me realize I'm on a path that ends badly or ends early. And for the first time, I was scared. Not for me, but for my mom, because she doesn't deserve to bury her son. I don't know how to leave what I've gotten into. I don't know if church is even the answer. I don't know if I'm just too far gone or what. But I'm asking you both, the father and the son, what would you tell a kid like me or a young man like me? What would you tell a son who's like kind of on the edge and trying not to fall off?
Ah,
I'm Jalen.
Jayla, that's deep, man. That's deep. And let me say, our show is evolving. We originally, and I'm going to answer your question, came together as debating how the father, which is me,
Yeah.
and my son, the old school versus new school, and is evolving into these. Somebody people start writing letters. I hope we can help you. We're not psychologists nor doctors, but evidently you've been watching the show, so you want to know, and we try to do it within 20 minutes or so. Let me start off by saying this, Jalen. Thank you for writing in. Okay, it takes courage, real courage, for a young man to admit that he's scared, uh, lost, in danger. Most grown men can't even do that. Um, so I'm not here to judge you.
Hmm.
I'm here to tell you the truth. And Jalen, I said to you like this: when a boy joins the street, it's almost never because he's evil. Uh, it's usually because he's empty, looking for a place to belong, um, looking for protection, looking for a voice. But let me be clear, Jalen. Let me be clear about this one thing. Took some notes. The streets don't love you. They use you. They burn you out and then replace you with the next young kid who thinks he's found a family. And I don't think your mom is pushing you to go to church because she understands that. I think, and from what I believe and what I know, this is where you need to be. You need to be in a positive atmosphere, and hopefully she's in a good church that you can get that. So I don't think she's just trying to get you to go to church because she feels like you're a bad person, but something about her as a parent, I can say to say, hold up, something is not right. She don't exactly know what it is, but something is not right. So I mean, so you're saying she pestering you to go to church,
Hmm.
and it's obvious you wrote the letter. It's something about you that wants to go. You're trying to find your way back. I think this is one way back is through the church.
Yeah.
But I also understand why you don't want to go to church. If you follow a lot of the TikTok videos, a lot of it's so many preachers and pastors in mess that the young kids don't want to go to church no more, right? Rich, what would you say about that? I mean, what would your be would be your aspect on telling this young man to go to church? Even
I
would you
mean,
even
the answer. I'm not gonna always say the answer is just going to church because I mean the same thing you can get in church, you can get at home in your bed. But um,
well, as a parent, now I need to understand. You said you can get it at home in your bed.
I mean, I mean, yeah, you can watch. Don't a lot of people watch TV for church? They watch church in the bed at home, on not necessarily in the bed, but at home. You can, you can.
Yeah, I
I'm not.
see that. I see that a lot of that happen. But we're not even talking about church. But yeah, I can see that. Okay, I see
So
what you're
I'm
saying.
not necessarily saying. I think I don't even. I think Jalen's more so concerned is just how do he. Okay, I think he got into this game thing now, realizing how serious it was.
Okay, okay,
And what I
okay,
guess what I'm trying to
okay,
tell Jalen is,
okay.
dog, church. Even if you go to church, you know the gang members don't care about that. You done committed to something that actually them folks take that gang religion more serious than the church people take their religion.
And that's
If you
true.
want to, if
That's
you want me
true.
to be dead serious, so I'm not saying that church can't help you find your way to the answer, but I think you're more concerned about what could come from the gang.
Hmm.
That's my aspect. I don't think Jalen too concerned about his mom because I believe even probably prior before the gang, before he got into that stuff, his mom was probably wanting him to go to church. Don't
Right. Well,
would
yeah.
you want to speculate that that's
Well,
probably
yeah,
true?
but I mean, yeah, that's a basic. When I read the letter, that's what he was saying. She wanted him to go, but and her reason was because she saw something and felt something different going on.
Mm.
And parents usually can do that, but kids don't want to acknowledge that. Parents, they say, "Oh, well, you crazy." No, I'm not crazy. I can feel it and I can see it. I've been raising you all my life, so when something different start moving, you start moving different, you start breathing different. I know it's something different going on.
Now, what I will say about the church situation is I
Hey, Miss Howard,
I
Judy Howard is
do
on tonight.
oh yeah, how you doing, Miss Howard, Stephanie Mays? Uh, I do understand you wanting to lean on God. I think that's what you're at the point of doing because, like my dad said, if you didn't have a real want to either get out the streets or try to get away from the game, you wouldn't even care to write a sin. So I think that's where we're gonna have to try to find what where we split this thing at is what exactly is it that Jalen is trying to get out of this? Because I don't know if Jalen really want to go to church. I just think it's more so he think that lifestyle will pull him away from the game.
But from what I read in the understanding of the letter, he said I've gotten myself in too deep. I don't want to be this deep,
Right.
so I'm
And that's
trying
what
to
I said
find
earlier.
my way out. And his mother's been praying for him, and it sounds like he's come from a praying
A good
household.
home. Right.
But you know what? Here's again, I don't hear nothing about a father.
Mm.
Once every time we get these letters, the freaking man is missing again. So here's a young man who's just like I said,
Yeah.
he's not evil. He's
Mhm.
just looking for a place to belong. And sometimes these games, what they say, oh, we're gonna make you a man tonight.
Well, let me push back on this right here one time. Why does he feel out of place at church?
From what he see. And
But the church is supposed to be welcoming to all. So why does he feel out? It might be Jalen's self guilt. Like he said, he's seen enough and he's heard enough, with the
but
game. But if you walk into the church, you still shouldn't feel out of place.
right. Well, here's the thing. People gonna do what they want to do. So you're talking about the church, people, not you, but people say the
Yeah.
church ain't doing this and ain't doing that. So you mean to tell me you went with the gang because the gang is doing right?
No, he went with the gang because the gang accepted him for who he was.
But I'm
And
saying,
look, and let me say this.
stop talking
And
about the church. And I get it. The church ain't doing this and the church ain't doing that.
I'm
Correct. I'm saying the gang ain't doing nothing positive either.
right, but what you always tell me, go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it.
Yeah, go where you celebrate it and not where you
Okay.
tolerate it.
And so maybe when he walked in the church with his pants just a little bit down, with a hole in his shirt from the street or something, maybe he was looked at weird or something. So he just felt like, dog, I'm trying.
Well, and I get
Maybe
that.
and maybe they didn't care about that in the game, but in church he just felt
I get that. But you know what I think that comes back to? Respect and self-discipline. I've Some young folk just don't want to do what's right. I mean, what's wrong with pulling your pants up looking respectable? Here's what
what if
here
that's what if
here's
he don't
here
know what
here's what and we see it all the time. We see people come into some of the buildings that we do interview, coming to get an interview. We know they street, but before they get through the door, what do you see them? They pulling their pants up.
tighten themselves up.
They trying to tighten themselves up, trying to fool somebody. So you'll tie yourself up for a job interview. You're tying your clothes up because you want to look right, but you want to enter the house of God any kind of way.
But the job has the right to judge you. The job is judging you.
Okay. Uh,
The church don't got no right or shouldn't have that right to judge you. That the job, they have a preference of people who they want to work for them. The church shouldn't have a preference of who comes in here and tries to get their life right and get out the street.
well, as if
So if a homeless person, a hobo can't come in the church and be saved because he don't have on the
yeah, he
right
can come in.
shoes,
He can come
he
in.
got on a
He can
busted
come in.
clothes, he hadn't took a shower
It
in a
said,
while.
come as you are, not stay as you are.
Right, but the man, that's what he's saying. He when he went, he said in the note, he felt I don't know what the exact word.
He said
He felt
unclean,
judged.
Okay.
He didn't he wasn't accepted as the version that he is.
Everywhere you go, you're gonna be judged. There's no
In the
there's
church, In the church, but the
there's
church
no-
not supposed to have no
there's no-
judgment, right?
There's no judgment-free area, I would say, in this world. Everywhere you're gonna be judged
Right.
some kind of way.
That's right. But a young man who's always heard you're not supposed to judge the man in the church, come in as you are. But when I do that, when I come in as I am and I'm in the church, I'm being judged.
Are you being judged, or they just got requirements?
You're being judged.
The church got requirements. You just
God
can't
didn't
come
have
in
no
any kind of way.
requirements. God, he rolled up in people.
God has some requirements.
See, okay, all right. As far as yeah, all right,
He
I was
got
gonna
something.
say,
If you don't
as far
live,
as clothing, as far as clothing, people just wore a sheet back in the day. So I got to come with a 50-piece tux just to get saved.
let's
Let's hit these
let
comments.
me
'cause
give some comments.
I'm feeling a
TikTok,
little hot.
give me some comments on TikTok. But I
some
see some
comments,
stuff
man.
going on the side.
All
TikTok, they
right.
just
Ooh,
like
let's
to
go
watch.
to
Talk
work.
to
We
me.
got
You got a lot going on over there.
Stephanie.
Thank y'all for joining in. Let me hear.
Stephanie came in with the Holy Spirit is leading the mom to pull for her son. She may not know the details, but the Spirit is showing her something is wrong. The young man is not too far gone because he's still here. He should take a chance and go to church with his mom. A good church will have the community he is looking for without the risk and dangers of a gang. No, you can't get the same thing at home that you get at church. And then Lauren came and said, you can't escape the world by going further into the world. The church is not just a feel-good place.
Okay.
It's where you go to get freedom. Then we have Mr. Poe back.
Mr. Poe. Hey, Mr. Poe.
If he is in the Atlanta area, I would suggest that he look up Next Level Boys Academy. The program director is Mr. Gary Davis. Gary is good with this type of intervention. He has young men in his program with similar issues. Gary works with these courts and allowing certain young men to be in this program rather than where did it go? Where did it go?
Let me say this while we doing that. And I think I said this on one of our podcasts before. We, as an older person, we're looking at young people saying, what can we do to make you a part of what we're doing? But I don't hear the young people telling us what could we do to make it comfortable for you? Instead of y'all complaining about what it ain't, what it is, what can we do? And don't say not judge. I mean a real answer. What is the real answer that bridge the young and the old?
Yeah.
Because we're asking my generation asking, hey man, what can we do?
Well, I think one thing on our side, and I'm trying to stay as closest to this story as possible.
Right, because we want to help. We want to help Jay.
We do want to help, but I'm gonna answer the question though. You have to kind of realize, I guess, for this type of situation, times has changed.
Okay,
Times has definitely changed as far as
we get that.
the church culture.
Okay,
a lot of the church cultures are not even really going by the doctrine anymore. That's why you have a lot of judgment. Seriously, that's why you have a lot of judgment. Now, if it was back in your day, like you say, y'all had, you say we don't have requirements, but y'all did. Then that's fine. But even today, we have requirements. But I don't think the older generation realize that the world has kind of changed a little bit. So that means requirements would have to change. If that makes any sense.
okay. What requirements though? What do we need to change? See,
well, in this situation, the man said he felt just out of place and uncomfortable at church. And I guess I would like to know why.
You know what?
Did he go in there with
the whole world was confused. The whole world was confused because they said everything must change. But then you go read the Bible and say God remains the same. He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. That means there's no change.
Because a lot of people aren't going by the doctrine.
What
Not
doctrine?
going by the doctrine of the Bible. They don't teach or preach.
Jayla, okay, let's try to help Jayla. They don't. Go ahead, say that.
They don't teach or preach by what the word really says.
And that's from a young man's view. All churches ain't like that.
That's why no.
You ought to seek out you ought to seek out the church like you seeking your girlfriend. You ought to try to get the best one that fits you.
Right.
But somebody go to one church and quit.
That makes sense. Let's turn to these comments because it's definitely always about the people, and we want to see if they can help us help Jalen.
So, Lauren,
Hey, all my TikTok followers, thank y'all for joining in. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
one concern was feeling like he was too dirty for the church, but God takes you as you are, right here and now. Jalen was feeling guilty when he goes in, but that's one way for the enemy to discourage you from connecting with God.
Thank you.
That's good.
God wants you to come to him ready and willing, no matter what your state is. He wants to help you become more like him. And you're already perfect, pretty much.
All right, let me answer that. And that's my whole point.
And that's
Y'all-
from
y'all
Lauren.
could-
And Lauren is a young person, okay?
Thank you, Lauren. Y'all could be discouraging this man. What if he might not have the full knowledge of how to come into the church house yet? And on the first day, y'all bashing him or doing something like that to where he don't want to come back. Thank you, Lauren. You can hit Mr. Pope.
What's over there? What's
oh,
up?
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can-
come over. I'm
Y'all,
come
we
back.
got a lot of comments, so we trying to switch between all platforms. Please bear with us.
All right, so we got he should be in church and he needs to be consulting with someone to get out of the situation he's in. As a body of Christ, you do rightfully judge people. You don't prosecute. No, you don't persecute anyone for coming where they come from, but a person needs to be willing to change.
And you're right. And you're right. Let me go back to this while it's on my mind. Because Jalen talked about his mom just pestering him, just keep getting him wanting to go to church. Listen, young people, when your parents keep approaching you about something, the first thing you need to do is admit, okay, mama, you got something right. You know what I'm saying? Because you could talk to your kids and they just be saying, no, it ain't nothing, and it be something.
That's true.
It be something.
That's true.
Then you want to go get mad and call your parents all this and that because they right.
Yeah.
Because they right. And listen, no good parent wants to hurt their kid. So if I'm constantly on to you about something, it's because I'm trying to save your life.
Yeah, I can't argue with that one.
You know, because this street thing
Okay,
is something serious. They don't love you.
Right.
And see, he's already knowing that in the letter, he was talking about, I don't want to have to put my mama through. It's a secret. I'm in the game. But I don't want her to have to go through what Jalen, you're smart enough to foresee that this is not the way for you. You already see what the end is.
Oh man, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
already see, Jalen. So I'm trying to help save you, sir. I don't know about games. I don't know how you get in and get out. And let me tell you this right here.
Well,
Let me
don't
just-
get-
listen
it's
at this right
real when
here.
You don't get out.
Listen at this right here, and I know this from experience. You in the streets, you in the game. You talk about the church. But when you get incarcerated and can't go nowhere, that's the first thing you run to.
Mm.
The scripture, the word. Let's bypass the game and just go on to the scripture, because when you get locked down, that's where you're going. Right into the word.
That's good.
Bypass it. Get the word and get it while it's free and being able to go have fun instead of sitting in a cell somewhere.
But you know what?
Go ahead. Go ahead. He must think he got something. Give me the
got
horn.
something.
Give me the horn, Austin. He think he got something
I
smooth.
got something.
Okay.
When you get down with some more real street dudes who done been in there before him, like you said, everybody do the same process. Go to jail and then get in the word. When he get in there and meet some real street dudes who done been in that word, that kind of had the same mindset as him, it's easier for him to connect. Which that's what it should be with the pastor. No matter what background I came from, if you called to be a pastor, it should be easy for you to connect. I'm not saying know my life, but it should be easy for you to see or to know that I need something in a certain type of way. You might can't give it to me like that, but give it to me how I need it.
Well, then the
Which is
church-
what the dudes in the street in jail. So that's why they get it better.
Maybe that's what the guys who've been in the street need to start going to the church, and you need to give them a section. They need to be seen. They need to be able to wear their colors or whatever, so they can attract those guys.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Hold on, let me
That
finish
ain't
what I'm
I just
saying.
said.
I'm saying I need them guys that's been through in the jail, like what you just said, who ain't in the jail now.
Right.
That's should be going to church now. Let's
Right.
get them a section in the church, so the guys that might be attracted to that type of stuff can go to them and talk to them while they free,
Because
and let them minister to them, where that preacher on the pulpit might get to him. His street ministry team might be able to save him.
But those guys that was in we on the same page. The guys that you talking about if they go in the church, they gonna start looking funny.
No, you put.
People gonna look funny at them.
I'm saying we start a new thing. The guys that like to wear the street and the pants down, I put them at the back door with the usher and say, "Hey, this is our section over here. This is the street gospel section right here. Come sit over here with us. At least I'm saving you from the street,
You saving it from
and
the
I'll
street?
try to get
I
you
would
to
accept that.
change your
I
ways.
I
in
would
the church.
accept that.
But a
You're
lot-
at least you're trying to bring them in.
Yeah.
Let's hit these comments because we
Let's
got
see
a lot.
what
we got-
Pastor Judy Howard had to say. Hey,
I think we got one from.
All right. Caught the fish first, then clean. No, she meant catch. Catch the fish first, then clean them. God will take you just as you are. As Pop said, come as you are, but you will not stay as you are.
exactly.
The church can be judgmental. He needs someone who has probably been down the road he is traveling, someone who can identify with and respect. I try hard to connect with young students because I have mentored students.
Okay.
As a black man, it's my responsibility. That's how I feel.
And people connect more to who they feel is more relatable to them. And to Miss Howard, that's exactly what I'm with you on that. And I think, Miss Howard, a lot of people or a lot of churches, or I'm gonna say a lot of people fall off at the point where they don't mind going. It's the part where they can't remain the same. Like a lot of people want to go to church and still do what they want to do just to say they're going to church. But it's them very few people that want to go to church and then actually make that real change. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot
Without even feeling a conviction.
I mean, and to Jalen, man, listen. A lot of the ones who go every Sunday still doing what they want to do.
Still screwed up, Jalen.
The
Still
church
screwed up.
is old folks used to say is a
Theater.
hospital. It's a hospital. Well, it's a hospital. But Rich
it's
Rock say it's a theater.
Yeah, it's theatrical.
Well, there's some theatrics going to it, and they get more lights every day. But it is a hospital.
Talking about how even if people be preaching, it's just theater.
Well, I ain't messing with that.
I am.
I ain't.
What you gonna do to me?
I ain't messing with that. But it is, the church is a hospital. So it should be a place where a lot of sick people, even the ones who think they're not sick, they're probably the sickest.
And Jalen, dog, I know a lot of people bypassing. Trust me, I'm not in no game. I know a little bit about the game culture. Everybody's bypassing how easy it is to just either get out or drop out or stop going around. I just want to advise you, man. Lock in, bro. Lock in with God. He's gonna do whatever you need to do. It sounds like you do have a religious background. I'm not sure where your walk is right now with them. I'm not even telling you to go to church, brother. I'm just telling you need to lock in with God right now because you need some immediate answers. Because the gang life ain't no joke. And if inside the church is where you need to be, you need to hear that from God, my brother.
And I'll say, if you don't know, stick with your mama, man. I don't know where your dad is. You didn't mention him in the letter, but your mom, loves you. So if not for yourself,
Yeah.
take the walk for your mom, and I promise you, eventually it evolves into doing something for you. No, she does not deserve, and you already see where it's going. She does not deserve to see you in a box in the front altar.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're a smart guy. You wrote the letter. You want some help. Hey, man, if you don't like the church where your mom at, you don't fit, because I heard you say it's just not there. That's not the only one.
Right.
Go, hey, man, there's plenty of them now. You probably can walk. It's just like where I live, they on every corner.
And I'm gonna tell you like this, Jalen. If you felt unaccepted and it felt like they were shaming you for coming in the church, just think about how all them other gang members gonna feel. They ain't gonna want to go there.
Yep.
So that might be where you need to be. Because if that's how you was feeling, birds of a feather kind of flock together, my brother. That's probably how they were feeling.
Yep.
So they're not gonna come there.
Yep.
So that's my little.
And you're
piece
young.
of
What
advice.
he's 17.
17. The note says
Jalen, be the
17.
difference, man. Be the difference. Hopefully one day you might be able to come on the show when you get 19, 20 and say something different. Be the difference, man. Do something different. You don't have to, that path that you're on, you already know you're on the wrong path.
Right, because
Do
you
something
said it
different.
yourself, and that's the first part. Like my dad said, you admitted it. Let's hit some of these things. We close to run out of time, but we want to make sure we get all the comments in for our people, man. We love the people.
If you're going to church, the purpose is to make Christ your Lord and Savior and put away the worldly things and live by Christ's example. Then I think that was pretty much, yeah. Then Stephanie had you're going to fit. I think I read that one.
Okay. You have to, Jalen. You got to live for yourself, man. You're 17. I promise you. If you can make it to 19, you won't feel the same way you felt today. Things are going to change. Tomorrow is going to get better. I promise you that. I promise you that. Tomorrow will not be the same, brother.
Yeah.
When you get 21, it won't be the same as this. It sounds like you got a good mother, especially it sounds like my mom because she was on me about that when I was about that age to stay on church, and I'm glad she did. Glad she did. All right, Damien.
Yeah, man. Anybody, Jalen, Pop gave his final thought. My final thought, I gave it to you, man. I just say you just lock in with God expeditiously, man, and see where He wants you to go, man. He'll have the perfect church for you. He will have the perfect pastor for you. Trust me, if you lock in with Him, because it sounds like you've been there before, maybe, and kind of just strayed away, but He don't care. Forget what them people in them church houses are saying. Lock in with God. And I'll tell you this, you can go pray butt naked. You can, it don't matter, Jalen. It don't matter what you got on, what you
Keep the clothes
smell
on,
like.
sir.
You can do whatever you want, Jalen. Just pray. Why just seek him, man. Because I really don't want you to have to face anything where you have to tell them folks, hey man, I need to get out the game. No.
Now, you don't
God will
want,
handle everything
yeah,
for you,
you don't
bro.
want to be behind them balls because it's either that or dead. And that's the truth. When they say that, if you very rarely they make it out. If you make it out unscathed, hey man, God bless you.
Yeah. Hey man. That's it. We had one last one come in smooth. If not,
Uh, what if it feels like what if it feels like he knows that the church might be what he needs, but his feeling of guilt keeps coming. Not necessarily anyone in the church. While the streets might feel like they can't accept him, they're also what's leading to the destruction, and he knows that.
Oh yeah. Well, he said he felt
yeah.
when he go to church, he said he feel dirty. He feels dirty.
And that's the guilt. But that's a good thing though,
Yeah,
because that's conviction.
yeah,
So
yeah. You don't
God
feel
still
dirty.
got a hand on
Yeah,
him.
yeah, God's convicting you, and
He
you know
still
you
got a
need to
hand
make a
on him.
change.
He still
You're
got a
able to
hand.
recognize it, my
Right,
brother. That's
Jalen.
what's
That's
going
the
on.
good part, dog. Let's end on this good note
Okay.
because we almost out. That's a
Yes.
good, Jalen. Jalen, you realize you in a world of hurt, brother, and you realize where you need to be. You just kind of afraid to go there. But most of the time, the things that you're afraid to do, Jalen, can turn out pretty good if you end up doing them. And in this situation, I think going to God to be it.
Yes, sir.
And that's where we're gonna split the difference on this one, man. Jalen, we hope we were able to help you, man. We will, Mr. We're gonna get that information to you, Mr. Post sent out about the guy in Atlanta. We appreciate everybody's comments, man, and we will see y'all next week.
Stay in touch with us, Jalen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.